Hi everyone! I'm so excited to talk with you guys today, and what I would really like to do is just share from my heart a bit regarding a process I've been going through the past few months. So, a few months ago, I asked God in prayer to purify my heart, and it wasn't a new prayer for me. I have heard this before, but something that I've noticed in myself is that God seems to work in stages with me. That I'll say a prayer and then some things will occur and He will work in some aspects of me and new developments will occur, and then I will continue to say the prayer and there will be new layers each time. So I prayed that prayer, and during that time of that prayer, I was in a season of just wonderful communion with God, just in His presence, in His embrace, just feeling so deeply in love with Him that that I'd made it, that everything was wonderful, everything was okay, that I have my God, and everything else works out because of that. And then I entered into a season of not really being able to control the people I surrounded myself with. And I learned a lot about myself in that season because I learned that I still had the qualities of offense, I still had the qualities of judgment, I still had the qualities of pride, and just this inner turmoil that I didn't want to deal with. I just felt like I- you know, I thought we took care of this. I thought I made it. I thought I was in relationship with God and I loved everyone well. And it really surprised me and, to be honest, disappointed me that I felt like, oh no, I'm not loving people well. Um, why, And it was during that same time of me experiencing these feelings, this inner turmoil, and struggling in those relationships where I felt the presence of God kind of lift a bit. And it wasn't as close as I was used to. And to be honest, that was a shock to me in a sense. Like, even my body, I was like, oh, I need God's presence. I can't handle with just feeling a little bit. I needed Him fully. And we all know this is just I don't want to reduce it down to a tangible, physical feeling level, but it still is a very important aspect of just being in relationship with God so closely that you feel Him around you. Um, and it doesn't mean that He's not there regardless. It's just a wonderful gift that we are presented and offered to in this age ever since Jesus did His work on the cross. So, in that time where the presence lessened, I was just experiencing all these different feelings, and I was like, it came to the point of me having to remind myself over and over, okay, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I could do this. I will not sin. Or I don't remember, just different sayings that I would say to just help myself get through whatever moment. But it was hard. It was so, so hard. And the period, that season I was in finally ended. And I came out of it just like, okay, I have a lot to learn and I have a lot to grow from. And I was talking to God one day after all of this, occurred, because even in that season I was having a difficult time hearing from God and I was doubting it and I felt confused about it. So after that season, um, a month or two after, I was talking to God and I was like, what happened? You know, uh, what could I have done? What was that? And He wonderfully and kindly and lovingly reminded me of two things. And one was a love encounter I had previously, and the second was regarding walking in the flesh versus walking in the spirit. So the first one was a love encounter I had very early on to when I was saved. And I don't remember it exactly, but I remember that I was ruminating over the verse in John 15:12, and it says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you." And I believe in John 13:34, it's similar. "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another." So in that experience, in that time when I was, newly saved, I was like, okay, I understand that. What is there to it? Sure, love everyone how God loves us. I can do that. And I didn't really fully grasp it. It just felt like another verse to me. And I remember it was evening time, and I was worshiping and praying and ruminating over this verse again, just like, okay, love everyone how God loves us. Okay. And right at that moment, it felt as though I couldn't breathe for half a second. And in that half a second, I just felt so overwhelmingly consumed by the love of God. And think about it. The love of God came on me so deeply, so profoundly, so purely, that it took my breath away. For that half a second, I couldn't breathe because I was overwhelmed with the love of God. And it made me, that moment right there, it made me realize, oh, that's how much you love me. That's how much you love us. And that's how much we're supposed to love others. That much. I mean, that just blows my mind. And then what he told me, I forgot about this, but what he told me after that love encounter was, that was only a fraction of the love I have for you. Can you believe that? I mean, you don't know, you didn't experience it, but it's amazing. It's just, I can't. It's absolutely amazing. But just imagine how much he loves us, and it's a lot. That's how much we're supposed to love others. And that's a lofty expectation, you know, that's a lot to ask of just regular humans, right? And then that leads me to my second one. It made me realize that, yeah, you know, you really can't do it yourself. You can't be in the flesh. You can't live in the world in a flesh. Ooh. You can't live in the world in the flesh and love everyone like that. You really do need to commune with God. So the second one I was asking, and you know, regarding everything that happened during this period of my life, and God said, you reacted to the flesh. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, it didn't even occur to me until he said it that, oh yes, I knew that. And what that means, walking in the flesh versus walking in the spirit, is anything of the world, anything regarding, you know, if we're not in the spirit, we're in the flesh. So anytime you're in the flesh, you're going to experience those negative feelings of offense and judgment and anything that you might have previously struggled with or currently do. But when you're walking in the spirit, you're in a different, you know, place from the flesh. You're so deeply united with God. It's that continual remembrance of God, keeping God in your mind and being so deeply connected and united with Him that you see Him everywhere you go. And you might not always feel His presence, but you always have Him in mind. And you might not always feel He's near, but you always know He's near. And whoever you're speaking to, you'll see God in them because they're God's children as well. And not only will you, you know, there will be offense or there will be actions that may produce offense in the flesh, but when you're in God's presence, when you're walking with God, united with God, walking in His Spirit, then you're not, that offense isn't going to hit you. It's not going to affect you. You won't see that offense. You'll be so consumed with the love for that person you're speaking to, how much God loves them, how much He just wants a deeper relationship with them, that you won't be focusing on the offense that you're feeling. You'll be seeing everything from God's perspective, right? So when we're walking in the flesh, we're seeing everything from a humanly perspective. We're seeing everything as it pertains to this world. But when we're walking in the Spirit, we really, you know, we sit with God and we look through His eyes and we see everything from His perspective. So that was just a really wonderful reminder for me of, okay, I may not always feel you all the time, but I'm to walk with you all the time, and I'm to keep you in mind all the time. And by doing that, you gradually get his presence. You automatically do by continuing to stay with him and seeing the good in other people, seeing God in other people. So yeah, I would really like to pray for you guys and have you guys kind of, us all really, because I'm not there yet either, you know. I'm still learning and I'm still developing, as we all are. And yeah, it's my deepest desire, it's my deepest prayer, God, for all of us, each and every one of us, me included, to just walk with you, to always have you in mind, to walk with you in your presence, to walk in the Spirit, to be united with you so deeply, to love you so deeply that nothing else matters. God, let us fall in love with you even deeper. That we don't keep our minds on what is occurring in the world or what is occurring on a flesh level, but that we stay connected with you and that we see the world through your eyes, God. Yeah. I just pray for everyone listening or watching this video today to just be consumed with the love of God, to be in his embrace and his presence and united with him, to be able to see circumstances from his eyes, from his perspective. So yeah, I believe that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope it helps you. Let me know. Bye guys.